All right, let's learn how to play 6 Nimmt. It's this awesome, kind of chaotic card game you can play with a whole bunch of people, up to 10 actually. I'm going to walk you through everything you need to know to get your first game going.
And honestly, you'll be ready to go in like under 5 minutes. So first things first, what's the goal?
The objective here is super simple. You want to end up with the fewest points. And since you get points by picking up cards, well, your main goal is to avoid taking any cards at all.
All right, let's talk about setting up the game.
Okay, so setup is a breeze. First, just give the deck a good shuffle and deal 10 cards out to every single player. Then you're going to take 4 more cards from the top of the deck and lay them face up on the table. These 4 cards, they're the start of your 4 rows. Just put whatever's left of the deck to the side. Oh, and one last thing. Everyone needs a spot for what's called their bull pile. This is where you'll stash any cards you're forced to pick up.
So how does a turn actually work? Well, the game is played in rounds, and since you have 10 cards, each round has 10 turns. Simple enough, right? You play 1 card each turn.
Here's the rhythm of every single turn. First, everybody looks at their hand, secretly picks 1 card, and puts it face down in front of them. When everyone's ready, you all flip them over at the same time. Then, you start placing those cards onto the rows, always beginning with whoever played the lowest number. Now, where you place your card, that's where the rules come in.
Rule number 1 is the big one, ascending order. It's really simple. You can only place a card on a row if its number is higher than the card at the very end of that row. The numbers always have to go up. Makes sense, right?
Okay, so what if your card could legally go on more than 1 row? That's where Rule 2, the least difference rule, comes in. You have to play your card on the row where the last card is the closest number to yours without going over. So, let's say you play a 35, and the rows end with a 12, a 28, and a 33. Which one is closest to 35? The 33, of course. So your card has to go there. No choice.
Okay, so you're getting the hang of it, right? Ascending order, least difference, but what happens when a row gets full? You know, when it already has 5 cards.
This is where the name of the game comes from. If you're forced to play the 6th card in any row, well, bad news. You have to pick up the first 5 cards in that row and put them in your bull pile. Your card, the one you just played, then becomes the brand new start of that row. And yeah, this is the main way you get stuck with those penalty points. All right, one last little wrinkle you need to know about. What happens if you play a card and it's just too low, like its number is smaller than the last card on every single one of the 4 rows? If that happens, you've got a tough decision to make. You have to choose one of the 4 rows on the table, any one you want, and take all the cards in it. They go straight to your bull pile. You'll probably want to pick the row that has the fewest points, right? Then, just like before, your super low card starts that row all over again. So you played 10 turns, everyone's out of cards, and that's the end of the round. What's next? Time to count up the score.
Remember that bull pile we've been talking about? Well, now it's time to see what's in there. Every card you had to pick up has these little bullhead icons on it. And those bullheads? Those are your penalty points.
Not all cards are created equal, though. Some are way worse to get than others. So cards that end in a 5, those are worth 2 points. Multiples of 10, those will cost you 3 points. Any card with a double digit, like a 22 or a 33, that's a whopping 5 points. And then there's the big one, card number 55. It's a double digit and ends in 5, so it's worth a massive 7 points. So you just add up all the bullheads on the cards in your pile, and that's your score for the round.
Once everyone's got their score for the round, you just scoop up all 104 cards, shuffle them together, and deal out a new hand to start the next round. You keep doing this round after round until one thing happens. And that's when somebody's total score hits 66 points or more. As soon as that happens at the end of a round, the game is over. And who's the winner? It's the player with the lowest total score. Just remember, golf rules apply here. Low score wins. So, just a quick pro tip for you. It's all about managing your hand. Sometimes it's a really good idea to save one of your really low cards. Why? Because if you're ever forced to play a card that's lower than all the rows, you get to choose which pile to take. That can save you from a mountain of points. And that's it. That is everything you need to know to play 6 Nimmt. It's a fantastic game of trying to outguess your friends with a healthy dose of chaos thrown in. So get out there, have fun, and whatever you do, avoid those bulls.